Tonight on Rosen Sports Sunday, we travel to Cedar Rapids to catch up to the Twins' future. Byron Buxton. We sit down with Christian Ponder. Is he ready to be a hardline leader?
You can call someone out, or you can say something to somebody to tell them to pick it up. E.J. Henderson is in studio. What can he do to help inner city football? And catch this. What a state championship moment. The show starts now. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Max. Mark has the night off. Welcome to Rosen Sports Sunday. The Twins are better than the last 2 years this season, but as you saw today, that ain't saying much. They lost 2. When your franchise has struggled, you point to the future. The minor leagues, that is. For the Twins, much of their hope is sitting on the shoulders of Byron Buxton, the outfielder they took out of a Georgia high school, number 2 overall. He's now living life in Class A Cedar Rapids. We paid him a visit. He had the talent, probably didn't even realize it until his junior year in high school.
Probably my junior year, maybe.
Yeah?
My junior year.
And then all of a sudden scouts started showing up and
yeah,
you knew something was up, huh?
Something was up.
The Twins took him in the first round, brought him to Target Field and gave him a peek of a big league life, a quick motivator.
It's hard to explain. A week before that I was still in high school, and then a week later I'm at Target Field, so, you know, just a great opportunity to get up there.
Then he was signed and placed in the minor league system, where dreams are either nourished or die. For Buxton, it's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. A-ball, and all eyes are on him. He represents hope.
Immensely talented, you know, through the roof. The 5-tool player, as they would say. But even more importantly, he's a solid person. We talk to him real quiet, and you got to pull things out of him.
Jake Maurer knows talent. He's managed it, and he's lived with it. When he sees Byron Buxton, he sees some of his younger brother.
Driven to left center field.
Younger brother Joe.
Byron's got a ways to go, you know, but you see a lot of similarities. Both guys aren't afraid of the big moment. You know, I would say that's fair to say. Byron's probably had more media coverage than he's ever seen in his life.
Buxton coming on, he dives, makes the catch.
He's showing flashes of a 5-tool player.
He's a great guy, really great kid, very nice, but I mean, just on the field, he's a great player. I mean, he's got a lot of tools, fast, can run, can throw.
In one recent night,
swinging a drive, deep left field.
He hit a home run to remember.
Best feeling in the world. It was my first walk-off in my career.
Did you know? Did you get it right away and know it was over?
Oh, yeah. I got all of that one.
It is that legacy he is building in Cedar Rapids. They see greatness. Don't know how long it will be here. You got a bat there. Is there somebody you want to sign that, or is it just for...
Byron Buxton.
Is this one of his bats?
No, this is just a bat that I got at a game.
So you wanted to get Byron Buxton's autograph on this because what?
Yeah, because I have this huge wall in my room, and it's Byron Buxton wall.
Buxton grew up not understanding his ability, but got some help.
I had a lot of passion for baseball. I was playing since I was 6 years old, and my dad just taught me all the way up, and I just stayed with it and got better.
On this day, Dad is in the stands. Like Byron, he is soft-spoken, maybe a bit overwhelmed by what's becoming of his son's career.
I used to come to the field with him when he just started walking, and put him on the field at age 4, and we went from there. We decided he liked that sports, and we worked on it every day.
Chopper to the hole at short.
He is part sprinter, and his speed leaves you in awe. Is speed your number 1 asset right now?
I have to say so. I beat out a few infield hits, caught some balls in outfield that some people didn't think I'd catch.
Buxton going back, reaches up, makes the catch.
No one knows if he will convert all this potential into big league talent. He claims he's in no hurry to return to Target Field. Do you think I want to be a Twin in 2 years? Do you think I want to be a Twin next year? Big leaguer? Do you set goals like that?
Not really. My performance only tell. I'm just trying to make it up there.
And the sooner the better, but you're not in a rush?
I'm not in a rush. I know I got to get better and get my experience in here.
But he also knows he's just scratching the surface of what can be, and that is a ceiling that is difficult to project, difficult to cap. This has been quite a ride for you, huh?
Oh, yeah. Very quite a ride.
And yet the best is yet to come.
Yes, sir.
He is one of those rare finds where gifts might just meet mindset, and that is a lot to begin to comprehend.
I think what's going to separate him is his makeup.
And he's got it.
He's definitely got it.
I guess. Buxton is hitting an impressive .342 with 7 home runs this season. Well, he too was the #1 pick, but the main stage comes quickly in the NFL. Christian Ponder is moving into make or break territory. His 3rd season as a starter for the Minnesota Vikings. Will he take that next step to the upper echelon of NFL quarterbacks? And how has his in-season marriage to ESPN reporter Samantha Ponder changed his life? We talked about all of the above. Christian, knowing what you know now, going into year 3 as an NFL quarterback, what is the toughest part about being an NFL quarterback?
The position in general is tough. There's so much that happens in a split second of a play, and so much that you depend on. But that's what makes it fun. And for me, it's what I want to see is a progression from year to year. So from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, and so on. And there's just a ton of work and preparation that goes into it. It takes a lot of effort and time.
What's more difficult, mastering the system schematically or rallying a team and being a leader?
They're both tough. I mean, those are 2 important roles as a quarterback. I mean, to learn an NFL playbook is tough. And not only are you learning the playbook like every other player, but you basically have to learn everyone else's job. I mean, a receiver probably is just focused on his routes for that play. For us, it's you got to know what the receiver's doing, the pass protection, everything. And so that's tough. And then also, you are expected to be the leader of the team, and you are what a lot of people say the face of the franchise. And it's kind of our job to be that vocal part where if things aren't going right or they are going right, it's important to either improve upon what we're doing or stay on the right path. And I think they're both tough jobs.
Is it hard to call guys out? You've got a pretty even-keel personality. Is it hard in 30 seconds in between plays to call guys out and tell them you're not playing up to a standard? Is that difficult for you to do?
Yeah, definitely. But that's what this time right now is for, to build those relationships where you can call someone out or you can say something to somebody to tell them to pick it up, and they're not offended. We know that we're all trying to achieve the same goal, and we're all a family and team on the same team. And so sometimes it's tough, and sometimes you have to do it. It's not the fun part of the job, but someone has to do it in order to be on the right page.
You got married during the season last year. Samantha Ponder, reporter ESPN, everybody knows. Tell me how you have changed because of married life.
It's changed me a lot. She makes me a better football player, a better man every day. She obviously has an understanding of what it takes to be in this kind of profession. I mean, she understands, from her side of it. And but at the same time, she pushes me to be a better person every day. She's a wonderful wife.
Were you concerned at all when you got married during the season as to what the reaction would be from your teammates? And what was it?
No, I mean, a lot of people, gave me a hard time out of good humor, but other than that, I think everyone was kind of happy for me. No one gave me a hard time about it.
Who is Greg Jennings to this team, and what does he do for Christian Ponder?
Well, number 1, he's a great player. He's got a great knack of getting open, and we've been watching some of this film the past 2 weeks of him in practice, and he's unbelievable. I mean, to make certain moves, to get a DB confused as to what his route's doing, and all kinds of stuff. He's got a great knowledge of the game. He's very athletic. The biggest thing, besides being a great player, is his effect on the other players as well, the other receivers. We have a young team, a young receiving core, and he's been around for a little bit. He's got a lot of experience and knows how to be a great pro. So I think he's kind of reflecting that on those guys, and they're soaking up as much knowledge from him as possible.
The Vikings continue OTAs this week at Winter Park. Ponder has had perfect attendance so far. Well, a bit later, the state championship catches. I mean to tell you, you've never seen anything like it. But up next, E.J. Henderson joins us in the studio on football, on life for kids, on how he's trying to change self-esteem of the inner city. Compelling concept. Next. Welcome back to Rosen Sports Sunday. The Minnesota Vikings you just saw at OTAs. Here's a guy that went through a few of those over the years and then some. E.J. Henderson, middle linebacker, had a great run with the Minnesota Vikings, and now nice enough to spend some time with us tonight. E.J., thank you for stopping by.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
I saw you yesterday. I told you it was kind of interesting. I just got a text confirming E.J. would be able to come in, and as I looked up, there you were by chance, you and I were at the same Little League soccer field. You were coaching your 4-year-old daughter playing some baseball. Assistant coach, because you
just trying to help out.
You were just kind of helping make sure they ran the bases right.
Little league. So I go through about 4 drills, 4 stations, and just help them get along. But it was fun.
Looked like you two were having a lot of fun.
It was definitely fun. The first time, her first organized sport, so it was fun on a Saturday morning.
And you've got another new addition that she had with you, just a few months old.
We do. Little Nova. She's 4 months old, baby girl. So we got 2 girls now.
EJ, you had an interesting career with the Minnesota Vikings from the time that you got here. They brought you in and they thought you might be a defensive end. You ended up playing middle linebacker. Look back now. Satisfying careers, you look back and say, I came, I conquered?
No question. No question. I definitely can't complain about my career. Couple rocky years to start, but I think in the meat and potatoes of my career, I did accomplish things that I wanted to accomplish.
For you, it was about, we talk about learning the game. We just heard Christian Ponder talking about it. For you, it was that learning curve, wasn't it? Starting at defensive end, becoming the middle linebacker, and then learning that you're in charge and you run the defense.
Yeah, playing middle linebacker was something that I did in college. Like you said, switched over to a couple of different positions. But once I got back to the middle, it felt like home again. Was in front of the huddle. I think it felt like my natural position. I think I flourished.
Ben Lieber told me once, and I shared this with you a couple of weeks ago, that he said you were the smartest football player that he ever played with. You're a quiet guy. You're not out there. You're not real boisterous. You're not banging on chairs and saying, here I am, give me the attention. Tell me about that. Being a quiet study, and we saw Christian Ponder playing the quarterback position, you had to be the same on the other side. What does that mean, first of all, the intelligence part of it, and second, calling guys out and being a leader?
Yeah, leadership is definitely more about example and showing guys the right way and leading by example. It's not always having to call somebody out, although it might be times when you have to do that. But like I heard Christian says, it takes time, it takes rapport to kind of build that relationship up to where guys don't feel like you're really trying to get at them. And it's more about we're both focused on the same goal. So I think that's important, that the guys respect you on the field and off the field, that you treat everybody with respect in the locker room, from the free agents to the practice squad guys to the highest paid guys on the team. They got to know who you are, don't they? They definitely got to know who you are, but you should definitely know who they are. Yep. You know what I mean? No matter who it is on the team, you should try to show them as much respect as you can. I think that's a big part of leadership. Now,
leadership for you came in another form. You started the E.J. Henderson Foundation back in 2007, and it has a lot of branches and antennas to it, but what I've observed in particular is in the inner city, you've gotten involved at high school specifically, you've set up shop there, you're working with kids. What do you want this foundation to be about? What have you seen? What has opened your eyes?
Well, since 2007, our main meat and potatoes of our program has been definitely the health and fitness. So bringing boys and even some young ladies in to go through a nice 60-minute workout, and we add in a mentorship component along with an academic tutoring component. But we recently moved to North High, so that was a big move from us. We were in Eden Prairie. We moved to North High. We're in the heart of the action. We carved out their wood shop building. We put in some turf. Half of it, you can see it right here, half of it is the weight room. The kids love it, and I think it's a great program to keep the kids active, keeping them out of trouble.
What do you see when you go out there? You walked many miles in moccasins as well, and I heard you speak a couple weeks ago to breakfast, and you said, I just tried to do the right things and had no idea where I was going, but when I did the right things, good things happen. You see this untapped potential out there and these kids that have the ability to do great things. What's stopping them, or what do we need to do differently?
A lot of it is that structure and that plan that I talked to you about. And surprisingly, a lot of those kids don't know about the plan or a structure.
They don't have a plan.
They don't have a plan or a structure. They don't know that, you need to be up in the morning, you need to have breakfast, you need to be at class on time. When school's over, you need to study, you need to go work out, and you need to get home and go to sleep. That's a good plan to be on for a high school athlete. A lot of kids don't even know that plan. So I think once you give them the plan and the resources to kind of put that plan in action, you'll see a lot more successful kids coming out of that area.
Is it hard to sell the plan? Does a light bulb go off when you explain to them, or do you have to really convince them and pound to them that, hey, you got to have some faith in this. You got to believe that if you do the right thing every day, something good will happen.
Yeah, it definitely takes some time. It takes some time and some picking up that outer shell. When we discussed it the other day, a lot of those kids from inner city do have that tough inner shell because they need it in that environment. But I think once the kid sees that you're sincere, you're not really just a one-off. You're not there for that one time. They see you there consistently, week after week, month after month. Your discussions are based more on what's going on with them as compared to what's going on with the program or me personally. So I think once you break the shell, they appreciate what you try to give them.
Because what you said when I talked to you a couple of weeks ago and what you said tonight of this show is a lot the same. If you're going to be a leader in the locker room, you got to get to know them, and they got to trust you, and they got to know that you're coming back every week. Right. They got to know that E.J. Henderson doesn't have a foundation that's going to fold up, because they've been burned before, haven't they?
Yeah, they've definitely seen that. Hats off to any program that that sticks its neck out there and tries to improve the inner city youth. But it has been a lot of situations where they came in and moved out, and some of the kids participate in the program, and the program's not there anymore. So, like you said, as my job as a leader of my organization is to be there and make sure that those kids do see me as the face of the franchise.
One of the faces of the Minnesota Vikings current franchise is Adrian Peterson, one of your former teammates and friends, and he came from a tough upbringing, pretty well documented. His father was incarcerated. What do you see when you see Adrian Peterson? How in your mind did he get out of where he was, and who is he that he is, going to these levels we've never seen before?
Yeah, when you talk about a plan, I'm sure you can talk to AD and he'll tell you, he had a plan since he was in 6th grade. That plan had to involve schoolwork. You know what I mean? It had to involve working out to become, the physical specimen that he is. But included in that are those outside things. Stay out of trouble. You got to go to class. You got to do the right things. When you do face trials and tribulations like his father going to prison, you have to bounce back. You still have to handle yourself. So he followed the plan, to a T. If he bounced off a track, he got back on it, and that's where he's in the path he's in right now.
And did he take everything that he could aggression-wise and funnel it into the football field in a healthy way?
Definitely. I think he used football as his outlet. He continues to do that.
He sure does.
He definitely loves the game. He shows it a lot.
Yeah. We all know your younger brother, Aaron, is now playing the same position you played for the Vikings. Now, he's reluctant to talk about older brother when it comes to football, as you probably know.
Right.
So I asked him about a different sibling rivalry he had with you in another sport. We know that you and EJ grew up playing football, but who was the better basketball player?
That's up for grabs, but I would have to say me, naturally. I was a little bit more all-around athlete than EJ was.
Were you more athletic than him?
A little banger, go down underneath and bang bodies.
He had to muscle his way through everything.
Me, I played the point, I played the 2, I played the 3, pretty much whatever the team needed. So
you were versatile, and he was...
He was a banger. He averaged, 21 and 10, and averaged 14, 7 and 7. So it just depends on what you consider to be better and how you want to look at it. So.
I love his honesty.
But you were 21-10.
21 and 10, maybe 21 and 12 my last year.
Maybe 21 and 12 your last year, but what he's saying is you had more of a one-dimensional game than him.
I don't know about one-dimensional. I was definitely the 4 and the 5. My area was the paint on the block. But Aaron, the quarterback, he was a quarterback, so he had to be the point guard, always had the ball in his hand. But it is what it is. We both had good runs.
You'd be pretty proud of what he's done, too.
No question, no question. I'm very proud of what he's done, how he's handled himself thus far. I'm excited to see what he's going to do this season.
EJ, thank you so much. EJ Henderson Foundation doing a lot of things in the inner city. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You bet. EJ Henderson. Well, it was a one-run state championship game. How one player made sure her team caught the title. I have not seen a day like this before. We will tell you about it when we come back. Welcome back. Well, if you haven't seen it yet, pay close attention. It is the highlight of the year in Minnesota spring sports. It even made ESPN's top 10 on SportsCenter. And it couldn't have come in a more important spot. Tie game in the Class 3A state championship game on Friday. Elk River freshman Jamie Langben pulls back a home run as she tumbles over the fence. She has the presence of mind to get 1 foot down, so that is ruled a catch. Incredible play to keep the game tied. And then after she scored the go-ahead run, she pulled back another home run in the bottom of the 8th to preserve the win. As incredible as those two catches were, her reaction, that was even better.
Really, I don't know. Really happy, really excited. I know. I don't know. It was really like I just knew I needed to catch it because I don't know. Because oh my God. I had a feeling that I could get it if I didn't fall over the fence. And I just put my glove out and hoped for the best. And it worked.
And you thought you had seen it all. You can see more on Jamie Langben right now on our website. David McCoy was there and did a story on her, which is on WCCO.com. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching Rosen Sports Sunday. We'll be back again next week. I'll be back again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on WCCO Radio. Have a good night. See you back here tomorrow night.